The M220 is an over-ear headphone that is frequently used for critical listening and professional mixing. Featuring a unique semi-open design that combines a spacious soundstage with impressive isolation, the AKG M220 is a beautiful set of headphones with a nice detachable cable, very comfortable replaceable ear pads, and if you've ever wanted to listen to music exactly as the artist intended, this is the headphone the sound engineer probably used to master the track. Check out the link down below. Massdrop offers fast shipping, and you could have these at your doorstep before you know it. Hey y'all, Moses here. I just wanted to bring you guys a quick update and talk about a few things. So as per usual, I'm going to show you what I wanted to talk about, and then we'll jump into the little bit of gameplay footage that I kind of talk about some other stuff. But today we got some new images of the desert map, the work in progress shots. Some of the first ones we've seen in quite some time since the last PC Gamer article, or whenever the last time they took a look at it. So just kind of jumping through, looking at these photos. Obviously a lot more detail coming through. They seem to be live shots. I don't know if they're renders or not. I can't honestly tell the difference. Obviously running at a higher level of detail than what we'd normally see. We haven't seen these map assets. I'm not sure if they're recreating every single asset themselves this time around, rather than using objects in the Unreal editor. I do see some familiar things like the cars and stuff like that, so maybe there is some stuff being reused. You know, the fences, those things kind of look similar as to what we normally see, trucks, a couple of things here and there, but there are some unique buildings that we have not seen yet. These new type of guard towers. This looks to be an airfield or military base of some kind. Ultimately, all new to us, so I'll let you guys look at these yourselves. I won't go too in depth of what we're seeing here. So I'll leave a link to this post down in the description below. It's fairly interesting to see this thing now starting to come together from a visual aspect, visual standing. I don't really know how to say. It just feels more real now. We've seen some of these overlay shot or these overview shots in the past. Now seeing a little bit closer detail. So instead of the beautiful corner as it was once stated, now we're seeing a little bit up close and more personal details of this new map. So this is the cityscape. I'm still not very sold on how this is going to run. It looks like there's a lot of stuff going on in these pictures, a lot of buildings, a lot of, you know, this looks like a more of like a Yasnaya level density area. Not quite as large, I don't think. But again, I think this map is supposed to be a little bit small, if not the same size, a little bit smaller, if not the same size as Erangel, the current map that we're playing on now. So I don't really know what else to show you here as far as, man, I'm just ready. I'm ready for a new map. I was saying this on the stream. I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now, is that we need something new. And I want to talk about a bit about that. So let's jump into some gameplay and we'll kind of dive in. So one thing that has kind of been bothering me in the sense that we've been seeing delays on almost all fronts. So a couple weeks ago, I made a video saying that vaulting was going to be here next week and to be prepared. And Playerunknown had come out on Twitter saying that the test service would be available the following week. And here we are about 2 weeks later and still nothing. So beyond that, they've been making regular patches for the anti-cheat, something that's been an increasing issue. And a little bit about that, I think that the community is doing itself a disservice in constantly bemoaning the changes to anti-cheat. Yes, hacking is a problem. Yes, it will always be a problem. It is the case in almost all games. We will never be able to solve this kind of issue, at least with the current technology in place for anti-cheat. But really, one of the things that stands out to me is just the attitude in the community to say that anti-cheat isn't working. That just makes it seem a lot worse. And honestly, it brings a social aspect to cheating that just generally brings the community down. I'm not saying that they're doing a terrific job and that they can't do anything else to curb cheating. Obviously, the influx of Chinese players is a sensitive topic as well. But realistically, they're doing the best they can. But the one thing that is starting to weigh on me are these issues with integration of new systems into the live builds. Now, just yesterday, they said they were going to take the servers down for maintenance to increase the capability of the anti-cheat. And then a few hours later, they basically said that due to an internal error, a critical error, that they were not able to roll those changes out. So kind of looking back at maybe the delays with the test server, I think we're starting to see either some growing pains or some integration pains. Playerunknown also mentioned on Twitter, and again, all this stuff will be linked in the description if you want to read it for yourselves. He basically said that the Xbox team, while working with the current dev team, uncovered a lot of issues related to optimization, and that a lot of the work that they've done on Xbox is now going to speed up the optimization process on PC. I'm not super pleased with the fact that obviously the Xbox development has kind of taken what feels like priority over PC, and I've made that issue kind of known in the past. But really what's starting to concern me is the inability for this team to integrate their old build with the new build, this 1.0 build. Integrating both of those things was stated in the past to be too difficult to really undertake to push to live service for us to test outside of the test environment. And even now, we have not actually seen that test environment. So the depth of which that incompatibility actually might be is kind of scary. I don't really know if this 1.0 build is based on the new Unreal Engine versions that have been releasing recently, or even if the previous build was so poorly written or so incompatible. I don't know. I can't really say how bad the code is. I don't know anything about coding, and neither does Playerunknown as far as what we've seen in the sense that he's not an engineer. So I don't really understand if it's so incompatible that they've set unrealistic timelines. But at this point, we're looking at a 1.0 delay. So the timeline they set out for us and this release date that might coincide with the Xbox release is seeming more and more unlikely as the months go by, because you know, they've said that on the, I think it was the 12th of December, I can't recall the exact release date for Xbox early access, but right now we haven't actually seen the test server, and we were supposed to have already been testing this thing for about a week. So we're at least a week behind, and we have no real information as to what that error is, what it entails. And maybe in the past, or maybe similar to what they've done in the past, if they just came out and said, listen, this is what the issue is specifically, this is what we're having trouble with, this is the reason why it's taking so long, that might do a little bit of service to the community, who is essentially just in the dark waiting for news like this, like these images we've seen that are basically it kind of feels like they're acting like a, hey, look, we're still working on stuff, don't worry, things are progressing, but they haven't really given us any other additional detailed information. And realistically, that's probably maybe beyond necessity as well, because handing that kind of information to a community is just going to really net you more criticism. But really, at least for the layman player, I'm just bored. I'm bored of the game. I want something new. Like in the past, when we started playing this game, the month-to-month patches brought new weapons, new vehicles, changes to the map, changes to the way the mechanics worked, you know, quality of life changes, a little bit of optimization here and there, but ultimately we're playing in laggy and desync servers, and that's just part and parcel of optimization and all the stuff that we've been promised and told that was on the way for the last 3 to 4 months. Now, obviously, again, it's still an assumption, but it's pretty clear that the team working on Xbox, the team has been working on the Xbox, and that kind of has led to a little bit of a slowdown on the PC side of things. I'm okay with it. It's obvious, but it's not stated. But realistically, for the general player base, for those who are putting in countless amount of hours playing the game, grinding leaderboards, I'm running out of patience for the rigmarole of logging into the game every day and having it be the same. You know, some games, they're awesome and it kind of renews your hope in the game to be good. But then two more games after that, I'm just kind of angry. I'm angry at the way it runs. And I've been striking out trying to play different games, but ultimately I'm so heavily invested in the success of this game, not only as a content creator and a streamer, but as a fan. I'm a fan of the game. I want it to succeed. I want it to be better. It can be so good. Honestly, I'm almost jealous of Fortnite on behalf of maybe Playerunknown or the general player base, because Fortnite didn't bring the excitement to me that Playerunknown's Battlegrounds did when it first came out, and the way it's been progressing up until the last couple of months, where there was no competition, the world was their oyster, and now we're looking at this kind of stale product where a month after the patch that brought us, you know, fairly little, you know, we got a new weapon and some other little things here and there, but it's just stale. We need more. The community is clamoring for it, and we have no reason as to, and we have no explanation as to why it's going to take X amount of months to get it to a point where it's a playable thing. You know, if you look at any AAA game title, it takes you 10 seconds to recognize that this game has so far to go, but it has such a unique concept, you're almost willing to take it, but at the same time, we need more. So I think I've overstated that. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you recognize that I'm coming to you as a fan, not as a critic, even though it can be very, very frustrating to see these things kind of play out the way they have, with Xbox seemingly taking priority over PC and these delays that continue to occur. I hope that the dev team just continues to grind it out and to recognize that we're all kind of waiting in positive anticipation for these updates to come. So hopefully the desert map and 1.0 and all those other things come soon. But that's all I wanted to say for today. Thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts if you agree or disagree with what I said. Hit the like button if you liked the video. Subscribe for more content like this in the future. And of course, you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/wtfmoses and on Twitter at wtfmoses. Thank you guys. I have more content coming this week. I hope you had an enjoyable week so far. And until next time, I'll see you out there.